Welcome back to another episode of the MR.talks podcast. Welcome to episode 3. Today, we're going to have a talk about the 75 Hard Challenge. And I'm really excited to talk about this because I feel like it was a very formative challenge for me. I learned quite a lot from that challenge, and it truly changed my whole mindset and how I look at my goals and how I go through life now. So, what is 75 Hard? 75 Hard is a fitness test that tests your discipline, and it essentially takes all like the bad habits that you have and turn them into good habits, and you put a lot of time and energy into yourself, and I I loved it. I came about it because I'm pretty sure I found out about this during quarantine in 2020, and I never really cared for it back then. But then in 2021, I started to become a person who wants to be a little bit more fit, to lose weight, healthier overall. This year, or last year, I should say, 2024, I said it in a previous video that I was kind of going through it. And I was starting to heal. I was going on through this healing journey. And then over the summer, I still was like, I was kind of pretending that I was all better and I was okay. And in reality, I really wasn't. I feel like I was really angry and I was, I don't know. I think I was procrastinating my feelings and I wasn't really focusing on me. I was still focusing on a lot of other things. And I got a therapist actually last year, and it was during the springtime because I was going through it, like I said in the previous episode, or not the previous episode, the first episode. And I remembered that I I just what I remember from that time, I after getting a therapist, I was feeling better because I was letting stuff out, but I wasn't taking more action afterwards, like after the session, to really improve my life and all the insecurities that I had. I was also going through like a friendship breakup that was still I wasn't still healed from yet because I was still friends with everybody, a part of that friend group, and I was gaining some sort of resentment. And I swear this is correlated to the challenge. I was partying a lot, and that was fun and actually helped me a little bit because I was seeing other friends. But I decided on September 1st, 2024, that I will start the 75 Hard Challenge because one of the goals that I had was to become more fit. Because I already had lost around 55 poundish, or but I was at this like plateau and I really wanted to achieve my goals, and I wasn't really doing that because I guess summer, and I guess because I had a therapist, I had the excuse, and I was always saying that I was doing things, but in reality, I really wasn't. I remember I over the summer in August, I came back from a vacation. I was in Nashville, and we were doing a lot of partying. After that, I was honestly just I was still kind of a mess emotionally, mentally, and yeah, and I knew the gym always like made me feel better, and I was still trying to do this content creation thing that I've always been trying to do. So when I decided that I was gonna do the 75 hard challenge, I actually posted it on TikTok. And I remember, honestly, I remember kind of regretting it as soon as I posted it, because I was like, damn, I have to keep myself like accountable because I have now put it on the internet. I have now put myself doing this challenge on the internet, saying that I will be doing this for the next 75 days. Um and what I really wanted was genuinely just to lose a little bit more weight and tone out my body a little bit more. And I guess become healthier, but I didn't expect what it would genuinely do for me. But I'll talk about the results emotionally, mentally, and physically at the end. Let's talk about what like the rules are. There's, I believe, wait, let me see. There's one, two, three, four, five, I believe. Yeah, I believe there's five rules. So the first rule is you would have to pick a diet, right? And you would have to stick to this diet for 75 days. No cheat meals and no cheat days. And I think that that's pretty hardcore for a lot of people because a lot of the times I think when people do this challenge, they choose a pretty intense diet, and I just think that could be really, really hard to follow because I feel like you can get really bored with some of the food. For the diet, I did choose a regular calorie deficit. I was wanting to burn 300 to 500 more calories more than what I was eating. I didn't want to do something so extreme where I became so frail and essentially doing this challenge, I had an unhealthy result instead of a healthy result. So I was happy with that decision. There were some rules and exceptions that I had to the diet where I can eat whatever I want, but no candy and no fast food. But with the no fast food part, I am a part time manager at a fast food restaurant. So the exception is um, when I was working, I was allowed my one free employee meal. Obviously, I just had to still follow the calorie deficit. It cleared that I had no deep fry food, so it was no chicken fingers, no mozzarella sticks, no onion rings, no French fries, no tater tots. With the challenge, it also says when you pick a diet, there's no exception that you cannot do any alcohol consumption. And I honestly that was pretty good. I that rule I'm glad that I chose that diet because I feel like if I chose another one that I've seen on online, I think that it might have became a little bit unhealthy. Um or at least for me. The second rule is you have to do two 45-minute workouts. And I personally didn't follow this rule completely perfect. One of the rules was to do one of the workouts outside, but I live in New York and it was getting colder. All right. I wanted to make sure that by the end of the challenge, like in the later months, that I was able to actually do that without getting sick because I couldn't afford getting sick. Which was pretty easy to be honest with you. That rule is probably like the easiest one out of all of them because I feel like when I'm at the gym, I feel like an hour and a half anyways. So now I just had to break that apart. I thought it was pretty easy. The third rule was you have to read 10 pages of a self help book. And, oh, I wish I grabbed it. I actually don't know where it is right now, but um, I was reading this self help book and it really, honestly, that was pretty useful. It definitely was a big reason why it was emotionally and mentally really beneficial to do this challenge. Um, because it taught me like a lot about breathing and like calming myself down. And I battle with anxiety, and it was definitely very helpful for me to focus on calming myself down in like very stressful situations or when I'm having a panic attack. Also feel like it helped me I feel like it helped me with anger issues. I feel like because of my anxiety, if I get like overstimulated, I can get really irritable and then sometimes I can build up to just like full on anger, which is something that I've been working on. And that definitely helped me because it gave me advice and tips on how to chill the hell out. The fourth rule is to drink a gallon of water every day. And honestly, I really, y'all, I really hated that one because I felt like it was more of an inconvenience for me because I was just pissing my brains out, dude. Oh my god, I was pissing my brains out so much during this challenge. I was going to the bathroom so much at work. I swear that I was gonna develop a bladder problem because I was using the bathroom so much. But my my urine was definitely a lot more clear, like a lot more clear. Actually, not a lot more. It was because I drink a lot of water in general. Like it's not like I'm drinking soda every day, but when I did this challenge, it definitely every day was just clear. To be honest with you, um, but actually, looking back on it now, it probably was beneficial because recently I've noticed that I don't think that I drink enough water, and I find myself with a lot more headaches. And if you're not drinking that much water, like it really doesn't like you might think that you're hungry. You know what I mean? So you might be eating more than you want to. At least the final rule is that you're supposed to take a progress picture every single day, and I really didn't think that was going to be a good thing for me, to be honest with you, because I felt like if I was going to look at myself that much, I really thought that would be like damaging because I would be like, "Oh my god, I don't like this. I'm like over fixated on how I look instead of how I feel." And I think that's really important when you do the challenge is that you should focus on how you feel and how like your insides are doing more than how you want to look on the outside. It really taught me that every day you're just gonna look so different. You know, it really depends on what you eat, how much you work out. You know, like was it like a rigorous exercise routine today, or was it just going for a walk? Are you eating a salad? You know, like a salad compared to eating donuts is definitely gonna be a difference on how you look, you know? And honestly, I'm really glad with this whole challenge that I got to um really see that because I feel like I look at myself quite a lot, which sounds like I'm very vain, but I don't think I am. But yeah, I'm really glad that I did this challenge. It was very helpful for me. I think that emotionally and mentally I came out so much stronger. But like I said, before I get to the results, let's talk about doing it. Let's talk about the 75 days. Let's talk about what happened during week one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. 2.5 months, you know? I started September 1st and I ended November 14th. And the reason why I did it during that time was because my birthday is at the end of November and there's Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. And I just wanted to do that before the holidays because I thought it would be easier, not just based off of the drinking and the diet aspect of it. It was more because you see your friends a lot more and there's a lot more events that you're attending to. So I just wanted to make sure that I had like enough time to complete this challenge because I was dedicated to it. You know, I wanted to make sure that I kept up with it. So I said, I'm pretty sure I did I did two or three updates on TikTok when it came to this. But the first week was all right. It wasn't, I was still trying to balance my regular life and doing this challenge. And by the second week, I started my classes for acting, and I just remembered it was just so much. It was hardcore. Like I was like, this is so much. I'm losing my mind because I was just sacrificing my sleep instead of sacrificing my bad habits and replacing them with my good habits. And I just remembered that I had to change something. So I remember during the second week, I've decided that I will not be hanging out with my friends unless I have like an actual day off of work because I'm working 6 to maybe 9 hours depending on the day, and doing two workouts and um, following this routine, it was just really difficult to see my friend and constantly hang out with other people and going to events. So I sacrificed that. I stopped hanging out with everyone, really, no exceptions, unless I had a day off. And I'm really, I'm really happy I did that because I think for a while I wasn't okay with being alone. And I was always keeping myself busy by seeing other people instead of being with my own thoughts. And like I said earlier that year in 2024, I was really sad. I was really depressed, to be honest with you, really anxious, and I had a lot of negative thoughts, and I didn't want to think about them anymore. Unless I was in therapy, and that just wasn't healthy, and I wasn't taking any sort of action unless I was in therapy, and it was just like a snowball effect of me not controlling my life. I sacrificed hanging out with my friends. I made that decision, and I was nervous. I was nervous because I didn't know how they would take it, but I was super nervous because I didn't know how I would take it. I was so nervous that I was just gonna be more depressed and become more sad and not love myself even more, even though that's exactly what I wanted from this challenge. Um, but I pushed myself to do that. And when I decided to do that, and I had the ability to say no to my friends to hanging out, I saw that it had like a snowball effect in a good way where I was replacing a lot of the bad habits that I had and replaced them with good ones. And looking back on it now, it's such a good feeling that I did that. And I'm really proud of myself because I feel like a lot of people struggle with being by themselves. Um, and this challenge was beneficial and essential for me to finally accept that being by yourself is pretty good, pretty awesome. And so by the third week, I finally had a better routine, but I was struggling because I got sick. And I was like, no way. I posted on TikTok, all my friends, family, damn, even my friends' friends and my friends' family even knew. So I was like, I need to make sure that I'm following through this. I have to keep going. So even when I was sick, I did like these yoga exercises, and low key I kind of half-assed it, but I still completed the two 45-minute workouts. I still followed the diet. I still read my book. Oh, also, I would like to add during these 75 days, I actually wanted to reduce my screen time. So I also added like another rule for me where I put a timer on my social media apps on my phone. So um I think I got down I think I went down like 30%, and I'm like really happy about that. And it made me focus on other things and work on myself, which was like another thing because even when I was by myself, I was distracting myself with social media. Like, I still wasn't trying to have my own thoughts. Um and I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy in general. And by the fourth week, I was starting to not only see it but feel it, and I was just super excited to keep going with the challenge. And I think that was the week that I also had another therapy appointment because I have it once a month, and she was super supportive, and she gave me a lot more helpful tips, especially with being by myself. And I really decided to focus on myself. It was great. And then weeks 5 through 7, I I really just I really kicked ass. During that time I really noticed my mindset changing and how I went about things now, and how I am a lot more productive, and how I'm much more disciplined, and how I'm much more consistent, and how when I put in time and energy for me, it shows you that it's the best investment. When you put so much time and effort into yourself, you're going to see such great results, whether it's achieving a goal, whether it's work, or school, or trying to lose weight. You know what I mean? Like when you put so much time and effort into you and finally achieving those goals, you're going to be so much happier. You're going to be so much more content with life. Um, and yeah, it just showed me how much discipline you really need in life in order to achieve anything. And I know that might sound like really stupid for some of you, because you're like, obviously, Mario, you're gonna have to put a lot more time and energy, and you got to stay focused. But I don't know. I think I knew that, but I didn't think that I truly was capable of doing it. Because I always had these other distractions that I had in my life. Um, Another thing with the that made me have a different outlook was the diet with no alcohol. That really changed my outlook, because I was getting to a point where I was nervous that I was going to become an alcoholic. Because I don't mean to laugh at that, because that's not funny, because it's a genuine like concern for me, because a lot of my family have been drug addicts and alcoholics, and people have suffered through addiction um in my family, and it's caused a lot of damage. And I was just getting worried, because I don't know, I wasn't necessarily like relying on it, but I realized it got to a point I was just super excited every single weekend, and that was the only time that I was happy, when I was like partying and drinking. Um, but when I did the challenge, I knew that I was like, it made me realize that I wasn't, and it made me realize that I had a lot more self control. So I like realized that I went through 75 days without drinking. That I can do it at any time that I want to. And there's times now where I go out and I just don't drink, and I still have a lot of fun. Actually, that brings up a point. Halloween was the one holiday during this challenge. And during that challenge, I was invited to a party where there was candy and really unhealthy snacks. And then afterwards, we went out partying at bars, and I didn't drink. I didn't eat any candy. I was still healthy. And during that day, I still completed my two 45-minute workouts and all the other um, things that I needed to complete for that day. And I still had so much fun at the party, and I still had so much fun at the bar. And it showed me that I don't need it to have fun. Mind you, that I still drink, but like, it's definitely, my relationship with it is a lot healthier now. I feel like it's not something where I feel like that I have to, and if I'm having fun, if everyone else is doing it, like, oh, am I not gonna, I shouldn't go because I'm not gonna drink and I'm not gonna have fun, but I will. So it really changed my relationship with it. It took away the concern and the anxiety of maybe one day that I'll become it. And not saying that like in the future that it will never happen, because I do have the addictive gene in my family. Um, but I now know that right now I have a lot of self control, and I'm very responsible. And another thing that kind of pressured me into worrying about that was when I was this was all happening when I was 21. Like last year, like all that was when I finally was 21, so I was able to go out and drink. The main concern was like when I was on social media, so many people were hopping on this train of sobriety, and I love that for them. I'm so happy that a lot of people have realized that they genuinely can't drink, or they just become a problem, like they have a drinking problem. And I was like, oh gosh, like that makes me so nervous. Am I a problem? And it made me overthink, but it just showed me that I really wasn't. I'm young. Everybody during my age drinks and has fun. I'm not causing drama when I'm drinking. I'm not screaming at anyone when I'm drinking. I'm not getting arrested when I'm drinking. I'm not overspending money on drinks. I'm not waking up with a massive hangover and then going to work. Like I'm doing everything responsibly, and I'm really happy that this challenge changed my relationship with it. And overall, this challenge was so good for me. On the last day when I finally weighed myself, um, was so proud of myself. Oh man, it kind of low key makes me emotional. I'm not gonna lie, because it really helped me get out of my like 8 month funk of being in and out of this like depression that I was kind of in. It made me really happy, and because of it, it just showed me that whatever I put my mind to, I know I can like succeed at. And honestly, I think if I didn't do the challenge, I don't think that I would have this. I don't think that I would have this podcast. And I don't think that my relationships with my friends would have been repaired. And yeah, I don't know. I just, I don't know. It just makes me so happy that I did it because I needed to. I really needed to. It helped me physically, emotionally, and mentally. Physically, because I lost. Oh, yeah, wait. I haven't said that part. I lost, I think, 23 pounds during it. I lost a lot of body fat. I felt really great. I liked how I looked too. It was really nice. I was getting compliments left and right too, which was really nice. And the compliments were coming from my family and my friends. But the family, if you're a Latino, you know the judgment that comes with being in a giant family of Latinos. They will just tell you their opinions without any sort of caution or warrant. And um yeah, so I just felt more confident because of my physicality like change, I guess. Also emotionally, because I felt stronger. Like emotionally, to be honest with you, I got out of my depressed funk. I was handling my anxiety so much better, so much better. And mentally, I felt so much more stable. It really brought me where I had this routine, really just giving me more stability. And when I got, like, after the whole challenge, I was doing I'm still doing good. It really changed my whole outlook on life, and it really pushed me into, honestly, happiness. Like, I know that might sound really corny and like sappy, but it's true. Like, without doing this challenge, I really don't know where I would be, to be honest with you. I think that I would still be depressed. I don't think that I would be this happy that I am right now. And I'm really happy. After the challenge, my whole relationship with food was a lot better. When I went out to bars, I was having so much fun without the worry of thinking I was doing too much or like feeling like this was too crazy. I feel like I also became more intelligent. I know that sounds crazy, but I felt like I just became a lot more wise and a lot more knowledgeable with life or myself. I feel like I became more knowledgeable with myself, and now I know how I am as a person overall. Even my friends and family even said that I had a whole different glow, a whole different aura, and I just became a whole different Mario Rodriguez, a whole different person, and it really, I don't know. I'm looking back at it and it's like nostalgic, and it hasn't even been a year yet. I think it's only been 4 months, and I'm doing so great. Like, it really has. It was honestly the first steps that I needed to take to have a very successful life, and it really gave me this ability to become better and stronger and happier. And I'm truthfully so thankful for everyone because they were all so supportive. My friends, my family, random TikTokers, people on social media. I'm so grateful for that. And yeah, so I just wanted to share that because I feel like the overall thing that I want a lot of people to get is not, you don't have to do this challenge. I'm not saying that you should drop your life for 75 days, but I think you should consider it. But overall, I want to tell you that if you want to achieve anything, just give it all your energy and soul. You know what I mean? Work at it. Put yourself as a top priority. You know what I mean? Invest in yourself. Be your number one. And you're going to feel so good. You're going to feel so great. And I hope you know that you are deserving of that. You're deserving of all the goodness and positivity and greatness that um you aspire to have, because you are a human being, and being a human being is a beautiful thing. You know, being a human being on this beautiful earth is a beautiful thing. And once you realize you have willpower and you have the mindset of knowing that you can put that willpower into anything and to do whatever you want and succeed at whatever you want, you're gonna feel like you're gonna achieve everything that you ever wanted. So I hope that wasn't too corny, you guys, and I hope that I wasn't too sappy. But I just wanted to share my experience with this challenge because it really changed my life. And 4 months post 75 heart challenge, I am the best version that I could possibly have ever imagined. And I hope that all of you achieve everything that you desire. And I hope that this inspired you into achieving those goals that you knew you were capable of always doing. All right. I love you guys. If you have stuck around from the beginning of this video, please subscribe, please like, please leave a comment. I love when you guys comment. It really puts a smile on my face. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please make sure you give it a like and follow my accounts, guys. All right. I love you guys. Have an amazing day. Know your worth, people.